Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. Website is usgamesinc.com. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. And there's some Hay House information, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you want to, if you're interested in any of that information. Okay. I'm really interested in your reading, Scorpio, because cards are like falling out. Like, it just kept happening. And I'm like, alright, I only kept 2 of them. But it's like, how many of these cards do I need to put out here? Okay. Okay. So, I haven't done these cards yet. Okay. There's a big change happening, but when is it happening for you is my question. Better. Something's definitely going better. And I feel like the timing, it's like these 2 cards came out together. Something is happening in its own timing. I don't feel like you have the... You're not triggering it. Whatever is happening, it's happening around you. Other people are the ones who are moving forward. It does seem to have a very positive impact on your life, but like something else is going on around you. You don't have the control or trigger moment, or there's nothing you need to do or are gonna do to make the next phase come in. It just kind of happens, and then you're like, oh, okay, let me see what I can do with this. It's kind of like when, when spring happens and the weather just gets better and everything just kind of melts out of the way. It's kind of like, oh, okay, that happened. You didn't make spring happen, but you're there and you're like, okay, I can do something with this. This sounds great. Now that this is happening, let me make my choices and do what I want to do. The process has been halted near the end. Whatever was going on, there was a path, and people were on this path. Okay. As they keep going forward, I feel like you just did what you had to do. This is more than likely a work situation. Doesn't have to be. It's a general read. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's kind of like a work situation. Because it's kind of like, all right, this is where we're going. This is the project we're working on. This is what we're supposed to make happen. And I feel like as we get almost... I would say, like, if you're going 10 miles, you're probably like 9.5 miles, 9 to 9.5 miles along this. The process gets halted. We just have to wait. You keep working and keep like, oh, all right, well, we'll be moving again soon enough. But, if we need to take a break, we're taking a break. You seem to accept it, kind of like it is what it is. It is what it is, and I'm just handling it the best I can, especially if it's a work situation, kind of like, well, I mean, I'm going to keep doing what I have to do. I have other things I have to do anyway. You make use of the time, and you're very self-sufficient, but you keep moving is what I keep getting. Handling it very well. The High Priestess is somebody, in my opinion, kind of like, they don't get upset over things going a little bit south or a little bit bad for a moment. Bad. This is kind of like, well, this is going to happen. This is called life, and these things happen. I'm just rolling with it. Maybe this is a rough moment, but there'll be a good moment later, and it's fine. I'll just wait it out, and I'll do what I got to do. Very stable with the whole situation. In the sense of, like, other people might be getting a little, like, about it. You're just like, calm down. This is not the worst that can happen in life, and these things happen. You don't seem to be shocked in the least. I feel like you're seeing other people get a little bit, and you're kind of like, all right, calm down. Let's just chill out. Just relax. Relax. This isn't that bad. And I feel like that's your energy towards other people. Like, all right, let's bring it down. This is not bad. This is normal. This happens. You seem to be the voice of sanity in this moment. Nothing is lost, and you feel very, very strongly that nothing is lost. Are people listening to you? I'm not getting an answer with that. So, some people are, some people aren't. I feel like the people who normally do will. Okay, maybe that makes more sense. And I feel like people are like, yeah, but Scorpio, we need answers. And you're like, well, I don't have those. I don't have those. But I have other things to do. I'm not going to worry about things I have no control over. Do the things you can do. Get that done. That has to be done over there. You know what I mean? That you have a minute. We're not going to move forward for the next 2 days, but all that stuff on your desk is a mess. Why don't you organize that? You know, at least so that way when we do move forward, you'll be more efficient. You'll know what you're doing. You'll know where things are. You can clean this up. You can put that in order. You can sharpen that up. You can make this. You can read a couple manual things over here because some of those things you don't do right, and you could benefit from that. If they ask you for ideas, I'm sure you have ideas on what they can do. If they do that or not, that's a whole other story. There's a big change. The world is coming in with something isn't right. We need to redo it, so we're going to actually fix it now before we get to the end. It's like, again, if you're going 10 miles, we're like 9.5 way. Like, we're there at the 9.5 mark, and it's kind of like, well, maybe we should rethink this. It's kind of like, oh, really? You don't seem to be upset about it, though. It's kind of like these things happen. So there's a face down card. I want to know what it is. Ooh, we're releasing the devil. We're releasing the devil. No, it's definitely this. We're releasing the devil. Somebody was making bad decisions or maybe selfish decisions. The devil is a tricky card. Scorpio can usually handle the devil. Again, I'm getting this high priestess energy. Like, don't get caught up in the gender, but Scorpio is kind of like, you know what? Things are not always perfect. It's just, life is a bit messy. It just happens. It just does. You can tell me I'm wrong, but usually Scorpio... It's kind of like the devil's going to show up every now and then anyway. It's just like, doesn't matter if I want the devil to show up, they're going to show up. They're going to show up, whoever they are. And it's like, I'm not going to sit here and quake in my boots over it because I know they're going to show up. So when they show up, I'll deal with them. Do I want to deal with them? No. Will I? Yup, because I'm just not going to live in fear over it. I feel, and I could be wrong, maybe that's just a generalization for Scorpio. You're not all yippee-skippy about them showing up, whatever this is, but it's like, I'm not going to... When they show up, I'll deal with them. And you found it here. It's coming forward, and somebody was making either bad decisions or selfish decisions. Either way, it wasn't going well for everybody. When this is found out, though, this is very liberating, because I feel like this is why we're not finishing off this path. Kind of like, if we had gone all the way there, whoever this devil is, they would have gotten what they wanted and left. But since we stopped it just before we got there, it's kind of like, if we're just going to make it simple. We were building $100, and we almost got to $100. But if we had hit that mark, that devil would have taken that $100 and just ditched, gone. But we got to $95. We figured out what was going on. We locked that down so the devil couldn't take it. We did what we had to do with the devil, whatever that is. But now we're going to take that $95 and we're going to apply it somewhere else. We didn't lose what we gained. We're just going to do something different with it, and that's why we're holding to the side right now. And people are very happy about this. Kind of like, yeah, the devil was pulling their games. And they almost got away with it, but they didn't. And what we did is not going to be wasted. It's not going to be lost. We got to be careful about how people react to the whole devil thing. Because I feel like there's this need for people to hold grudges. We don't want to be doing that. I'm a water sign. I'm Pisces. I'm not Scorpio. But something I feel water signs have in common, and Scorpio is clearly a water sign. We can easily hold grudges without realizing it. I don't know how to explain that. I feel like all of us water signs do this, where we're like, no, I'm over it. No, I'm over it. And then push comes to shove, you're like, no, I'm not over it. And I don't like that one. I don't know. If that makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, just move on from it. But we want to be careful to get people to let go of that energy, and just to not overinvest in the devil after the devil has been dealt with. Like, it's been dealt with. We put it away. We see the devil for what they are. Let's not get people motivated to this revenge thing, like a revenge or debt repayment thing. Get rid of the devil. We don't have time for the devil. Bye, devil. Done, devil. We're just not going to let the devil have that power again. We're not going to waste time. We got to be careful not to waste time on the devil. Dealing with it, yes. Putting it in proper perspective, yes. But once it's done, okay, bye. And just If this is a business thing, we just got to make sure, all right, the right people need to know what the devil did, know why the devil did what they did, and then leave it to them, and then disappear devil. We don't want to over motivate or get over attached to this devil and like getting retribution, especially because the devil is a slippery person, and they will find what they need to do, and they'll angle things to their advantage. Just disconnect from that devil energy as much as possible. We don't want people like over analyzing something that's just going to drag the situation down. We need to let go of the devil and move on from the devil. Once we do, because people are going to be upset and shocked about something, and they're going to have a hard time letting go, but the sooner we let go of it, the more self-sufficient we become, the more better things come in. Something's going to replace that devil energy that's much better for everybody with the Knight of Cups. We've got prosperity. This is why the health card came in with the world. Like, this is better. The devil might have served a purpose on showing a vulnerability that needs to be checked and watched. You know, everything needs its checks and balances in this world. I believe that. In this world, I do feel like that's the truth. So the devil might have served a purpose in showing a vulnerability. We just got to keep an eye on that. We got better things coming forward, people much more happier, better things coming in and replacing it, prosperity coming in. Don't let other people get too caught up in that devil energy. Don't let yourself get caught up in it either. Just kind of like, yeah, it served a purpose. We learned some stuff from that. Now let's let it go. And we're just going to keep an eye on, because that devil showed us a vulnerability. We're just going to keep an eye out on that vulnerability to make sure that doesn't happen with somebody else later. I don't think we should look at it as it's just the devil that's the problem because we're releasing it. I feel like they highlighted a problem that we have to keep an eye on. So we just want to make sure we just keep an eye on that possible problem coming back, and we will be fine. Things go much, much better. I feel like that's what this is all about. Like, not giving the devil too much power, especially after their time has moved on. Not holding our energy towards something that is just, it seems like it could benefit from it. We don't want that after the fact, because it's a slippery character. The devil is definitely a slippery character. Just let it go, move on from it, be aware of it, but don't let your energy keep going to it. Kind of like, it is what it is, but you know, that's their problem, that's their life. Let's move on from it. They highlighted a problem, we're going to keep an eye on that problem, and we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to do our best to let it go. We're not going to be fools again for that energy, but we're going to let it go. Alright, hopefully that helps. I'm going to let that go there, because I feel like I'm just going to keep repeating, because I think I have a couple times. So, hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.